Welcome back to the men's Cubica AMF World Cup final. One of the biggest tournaments for 10-pin bowling on the planet. And finally, Derek Earth of the USA has a strike. He's been fishing around, he's been hooking the ball past the pocket.
It's quite unusual, as he's been averaging 230 all week over the 40 games. High game of 287, which brings Larson up, who's working on a double.
And I'm afraid back to the familiar shot that we've seen from so many, straight through the head pin.
It's very dry lane, so the ball hooks a lot more there. He needs to straighten this shot out and take the spur away, which he does quite nicely.
And Larson has spared well. Scandinavian bowlers have been not dominant, but certainly prominent in the last few years of the World Cup. The likes of Palermo with his two-handed style, and he's not the only Scandinavian bowler to feature heavily. Torry Torgerson really kicked things off for the modern generation from Sweden and Norway and Finland.
Well, Torry was winner back in '94 when the AMF Bowling World Cup was actually here for the last time.
Last year, yes, indeed.
And of course, he's gone on to greater things as well in the bowling world.
Larson then trying to recover. He made the adjustment. Always a lucky boy. And a few people in the audience know that as well. Nearly left the dreaded 7-10.
You know, the two corner pins, the biggest split you can possibly get. The 7-pin and the 10-pin. Very fortunate to kick the 7-pin out, so he's just left himself the single-pin 10-pin spare. Okay, and you can see the ball is not as wide as he wanted it, and it breaks so late. Fraction light there. Straightforward spare, which could have been an open frame, so he's quite fortunate there. The man that's ranked 4th on the European ranking tour so far this year.
Changed about though, hasn't it, the European rankings quite dramatically during the course. Oscar Palermo's been relatively stable in that top position, but it's such a strength in depth now in Europe, and that's what makes these contests so interesting. The USA no longer dominant, or as dominant as they have been in the past, although they are hunting for 2 in a row here in the men's division, and Derek provides us with another strike. I think he looks nervous, Cass.
It's a very powerful ball he's got. Obviously, I mean, he's had fantastic scores through the whole week, but he's now got a big crowd looking at him. He's on world television live. Television lights on the lane, which dries some of the lane conditioner up. And, well, yeah, maybe he is a bit nervous, but that's 3 in a row, and he's back in the match.
That's 2 very convincing strikes. And, well, to use a bowling term, he really does crank it. Now, Larson, as tends to be the case with the taller 10-pin bowlers, working around his legs, a very rhythmic bowler. Dear me, he's flat through again on that head pin, and he's going to be getting very frustrated. Earth does get into his stride. Again, another very good spare from the Swede, but that's not what he wants at this stage of the competition.
Yeah, 10 pins adrift at the moment, and he needs to set himself up. We're coming to frame number 8.
Watching on.
As I say, both
bowling fans as well, working in the sport they love, and they get to see this great competition every year. Oh, that's better.
Better shot from Larson. Yeah, straightened it out a little bit more. Got a bit more length down the lane before the ball broke up into the pocket. Much better shot.
Well, there's your scores so far. We're also keeping a paper score here in the commentary booth as well. Cass Edwards working away furiously on that next to me. And we'll try and make sure we keep you in touch with everything that happens in this men's final. Derek Earth then of the USA. Back out onto the lane. He's gone super wide with that. He really didn't get the carry.
Absolutely. That was a fantastic shot right in the pocket, but it had so much power going in. It cut right through the 135 and missed the 9-pin, which stood solidly. Most of you finally watch this. This ball should hit the 1 and the 3, through to the 5, and then deflect onto that 9-pin. So much power, it just comes straight through. 9. So he has to... It sets up for the 10th frame when you can actually earn a bonus ball. It's another great looking strike from Derek Earth.
Nice work. Chris Barnes, the legendary PBA bowler, always says it's amazing how free your arm swing is the week after you've won the $100,000 paycheck. But it's not that free the week before.
Absolutely. But this is a fantastic looking shot, using the whole width of the lane on the right hand side there. And that ball comes roaring back, sets up the chain reaction and carries all 10 pins.
There we go then, the challenge is on for the Swede.
Larson 10 pins adrift, working on a strike. This will be frame number 9, and he really does need that double to tighten things up, and it will be really close.
Well, noticeably a big move there to the left.
Yeah, well spotted, Simon. He did actually, yes. His feet on the approach went left, changed the line of the ball, and carried all 10, made a nice pocket hit, which has set himself up for frame number 10. Just cleaning some dust off of his shoes there with a brush. Here we see the last strike of Martin Larsson, and that's right in the 1-3 pocket. As he walks to the side of the lane, he knew it was going to go in. It was just a matter of whether it would carry all 10 pins. So the first ball in the 10th frame now is a big ball for him.
Yeah, he's going to take that, certainly. Now Larsson to build a decent finish here. Certainly still in Earth's favour. But this to put the pressure on. He's talking to it again and he likes it. It's a double for Larsson.
Takes the lead in the 10th frame. You can see he went down on one knee. As soon as that ball left his hand, it hit the mark he was aiming at, and he knew everything else was perfect. The speed was good, the rotation was good, the power was just about right, and it's carried all 10.
Yeah, you do get that time to showboat when the ball's on its way.
See, it's just going down on one knee, and that's right in the zone he wants. Wallop.
Lovely slow-mo there, showing the sequence that the ball goes through the pins. There's a little bit of deflection from pin to pin, and then the ball does the rest of the job, finally nipping out that 9 pin.
Of course, one of the problems these players have is that sometimes they get too much power, and that ball doesn't deflect properly. And we were talking of fractions of an inch, but that's all it takes to leave one pin standing. Larsson to bury another one.
Oh, got some mix on that. Lucky boy.
Well, got the messenger, the head pin, didn't he? That 10 pin was standing up, and it came bouncing back across the pin deck and absolutely ripped the 10 pin away.
Very low scoring at the start of this final, it has to be said, and after a week where the players have absolutely blitzed the lanes, this is quiet, but I think that's a sign of the nerves that are setting in for these guys. Larsson then to finish off. Well, gets a count of 8 on that one, or 7, sorry, on that one. And what's that left Derek Earth with?
And he's certainly got to get his first strike in the 10th frame.
Yes, all else will be immaterial, really, if Derek can't start big here. Oh, straight into it, no pause at all, and he's feeling a lot more confident. The American clearly has found a line here. 229 for Larsson from Sweden, so that's the score to beat for Earth, and he starts with a strike.
Yeah, he needs another one as well. Must hit 2.
Oh, looking at this nervously, and that's why, oh, it's taken it out. What a brilliant reaction there, and the messenger comes across and knocks that final pin over. And a nervous look to the scoreboard, but that puts Derek Earth in pole position in this first game.
I don't think I've seen a 4-pin hit from behind like that.
That was a strange one, wasn't it?
In such an important match. 9 pins on this ball will give Derek Earth victory in game 1 by 1 pin.
Oh, it's a good ball, and it's very, very close. This men's final, then, maybe just starting to settle towards the end of that first game. It goes to Derek Earth for the USA. He leads Martin Larsson by 1 game to 0. Game 2 to come after the break. Stay with us.